I'm M. Sauter, better known as Pints and Panels.
And I'm Don Tse, better known as the Dawn of Beer.
Welcome to a very special bonus episode of the All About Beer podcast. In this episode, we will be talking to Westchester County breweries about the Westchester County Beverage Trail, and they are very excited to talk about what is brewing in their neck of the woods. And visit allaboutbeer.com, and please follow us on social media at allaboutbeer. And if you're feeling generous, visit allaboutbeer.com/support to support this show and others. So, Don.
Yes, that's me.
If that is you, have you ever been to Westchester County
I
in
have
New York
not.
State?
No, I have not. But you know me, I like to travel and I like to
You
visit
do?
breweries. So yeah,
You
I'm
do?
super excited to hear about this. But I know you've probably been. I mean, you live basically a hop, skip, and a jump away.
I do. I do. I actually grew up uh, very close to Westchester County. I remember they have a very swanky mall called the Westchester that I went
Okay.
to. I bought my prom dress at the
Oh,
Westchester.
wow.
Yeah, so I am very familiar with Westchester County, and I got to go to Westchester County last December and spend some time there trying some of these breweries, and the beer scene really is strong. So I'm very excited to talk to four brewers and head co-owners, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking to the following people today. We've got Matt Curtin from Sing Sing Kill Brewery. He's the head brewer and co-owner. We have Kasey Schwartz of Broken Bow Brewery. She is the head brewer and co-owner. We have Zach Ross from Marlowe Ales. He's the brewer, founder, and co-owner as well. And we have Scott Vaccaro from Captain Lawrence Brewing. He is the founder. Welcome to the show, everyone. I don't normally get to say everyone, but we have four guests today.
Four awesome guests.
Four awesome guests going to talk about Westchester County and breweries. So first off, for people who are listening who may not know where Westchester County is, can one of you geographically tell me where Westchester County is in relation in New York State?
I'll
Anyone, don't
nominate.
be shy.
We
Anyone.
are, we are on the doorstep to New York City. I like to say we're
Okay.
20 minutes to Times Square as the crow flies, but 2 hours as the car drives.
The
Okay.
traffic is not.
Most of which is the traffic in trying to get to Times Square in Manhattan.
That's it.
I guess my question, I'm going to start with Matt. How many breweries, do you know how many breweries there are in Westchester County?
Not off the top of my head. There's a bunch though,
There's a bunch.
way more than when we started, and it's been nice to see the development of the scene in there. I mean, we only opened in 2018, but you know, I got my start going to Captain Lawrence because they're our local and they were right in our backyard. So I really appreciate everybody who's up here.
And what do you think makes it a great beer destination? Just besides the number of breweries.
Oh, I mean, you know, everybody's got like a different kind of vibe in their tap room. They have a different take on the way they operate their breweries. Sing Sing Kill Brewery is in Ossining, New York. So we're just north of Captain Lawrence in Elmsford and just south of them in Peekskill. Um, so you know, like Scott was saying, yeah, we're less than an hour on Metro North. Our tap room's an easy walk from the train station here in Ossining. And we're a New York Farm Brewery. That's the only license that Sing Sing Kill Brewery holds. So all of our beers for the last 6 years have been 100% New York State ingredient. So if you're looking
Wow.
for, yeah, and you know, I think for us it's the right fit, but everybody's got to figure out their own thing, you know.
Cool. Hold on, sorry about this. I'm all distracted. I'm all distracted by like farm brewery. I know I've been to your brewery, and I wanted to bring this up later, but I'm thinking about it right now. Like, you are like super sustainable. You like bicycle your malt and or like take a barge. When I
Yeah.
visit, it's really like it's very unique
So
in terms of other breweries.
yeah, for the last, I mean, you know, we're a nano brewery. So at our size, we're able to get 100% of our base grains are wind shipped by the schooner Apollonia down the Hudson River. They start out of Hudson, New York, and they stop off in Germantown, pick up the malt from Dennis at Hudson Valley Malt, and then it's shipped down. They usually make about 5 stops per run. We're looking forward to our first run. This season's coming up in July. And yeah, so Captain Sam brings the grain down the Hudson the way they used to. Back in the old days, this would not be a remarkable story. There was tons of goods going up and down the Hudson. But then when he lands at our waterfront, they do use an electric bike that's solar charged and bring 300 pounds a shot up the hill to us, and it's been really fun. I'm psyched that we were able to do that.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
I don't know any brewery that does that. So,
Yeah.
is anyone else on this doing any like unique things with local ingredients, Westchester County stuff, or sustainability? Does anyone else want to jump in on here?
I mean, I could just say that our spent grain for the past 19 years has all gone to the exact same place. It's gone to Hemlock Hill Farms in Cortland Manor in Westchester County. Farmer John D. Maria.
Oh,
You know,
nice. Cool. That's
Yeah,
very, very cool. Yeah.
we're at the same thing as Scott. We've been working with Stone Barns for a while now, sending our grain to them.
What is Stone Barns for people who don't know?
It is a super sustainable farm. They do a bunch of like research. And they, I believe they are also somewhat funded by Westchester, if not New York, but basically on sustainable farm stuff, everything from feeding animals to like mulch and sort of just general farmland. I don't know, activities.
General, yeah, and they're in Westchester County, as
Yes,
correct, right?
yep.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
I want
they're on an old Rockefeller dairy. It's a really cool.
Oh.
It's a very cool site.
That's the crazy thing about Westchester County is when I visited, it's at the doorstep of New York City, like you said, Scott. But then like there's farms and cideries and orchards, and it can get rural really quickly. I always think that's super cool. Zach, what about you? You're in Mamaroneck, correct? So that's right on the train line.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
we're hunting for a farmer to take our grain. We were working with a guy, but he was in Rockland County.
okay.
So we're still looking. We're getting it composted right now through another company, but always on the hunt, coming from Kent Falls where everything was sustainable. It's something that I grew up with. And it's something that I want to get back to.
All right. So anyone listening, any farmers in Westchester County, take this man's grain and feed your animals.
High in protein. Love it. Can I ask what each of your tap rooms is like? Like what kind of vibe you're trying to, presumably you don't want to be like a Manhattan brewery, right? So, what are your tap rooms like? And maybe I'll start with Scott as the I don't know what the word is, the most mature brewery on this call.
Yeah, I mean, just a quick history. I mean, we opened up, as a draft only brewery 19 years ago with a tap room that was like the size of the office I'm sitting in now. It was tiny. There was a kegerator. All the beer was free, and people just kind of wandered around the brewery and drank their beer. When we moved into our current facility in 2011, we opened up a larger tap room that I thought was going to be wonderful because it was about 10 times the size of our old one, and realized the first weekend that I screwed up and it wasn't big enough. And so
Oh,
we've kind of continually expanded our retail offerings, since 2011, moving in here to the point now where we have a 250 seat beer hall with a full kitchen and a 500 seat beer garden outside for the nice weather months. And so, our vibe, is kind of just as it slowly made its way to its current form, which we took on this final form in 2019. We are, extremely family friendly because of the size and, scope of the place. People feel pretty comfortable bringing their children here and, allowing them to dig rocks in our beer garden while they enjoy a beer. There's plenty of room to space out and spread out. And, we don't do traditional table service like a restaurant does. So it's a very free flowing, free form, experience. And it's
beer
just
garden-ish.
it's
Yeah.
just a big party, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Zach, same question about Marlowe.
We're 4,000 square feet. Half of that is the brewery, and the other half is the tasting room. So much smaller than Captain Lawrence. And I call it a glorified hallway brewery because it's just one
Okay.
long hallway. Um, yeah, and it's just it gets really, really tight. Bringing with the families, bringing the children. I wish we had an outdoor space where they could go out and play, so that they weren't running around our brewery as much. But we welcome them. We've got a kitchen. It's a tiny kitchen, and we make elevated pub food is the best way I can describe it. So we take interesting concepts that we're playing around with at home and then bring them here. So, fermentation obviously is an important part of brewing. We take koji rice, and we condition a lot of our meat and our mushrooms
Oh,
in it. And so like our tacos have a koji aged mushroom. We have koji shrimp.
oh,
We have a smash burger just like everybody else is doing, but we koji age the meat. So you get like this umami depth of flavor to it. So yeah, we're playing around with our food as much as we're playing around with our beer.
okay. I love that. I have
The
to come
food
visit.
is quite good.
Okay.
I have eaten there, and it is delicious. So great beer, great food. So
Casey, tell me about the vibe at Broken Bow
in
Yeah,
Tuckahoe, sorry,
in
it's in
Tuckahoe.
Tuckahoe.
Tuckahoe, which is just fun to say, Tuckahoe.
That's right. Yes, so we are in Tuckahoe, and we have been here for 12 years now. So we are family owned and operated. So what basically everyone who comes in feels like they are part of the family, for better or worse. I'm not sure. um, but we are also women owned and operated for that same reason. So um, it's just a very warm, welcoming environment. We like to say we have something for everyone. We have stuff, obviously, for the beer drinkers, cocktails, wines, slushies. And we are actually going to be putting in a kitchen ourselves. So that's the sort of big Broken Bow news as of late.
Nice.
Nice.
So
You
yeah,
heard it
we'll
here
have.
first.
Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Breaking news.
So we'll have that. We have a big outdoor beer garden. People love to hang out outside there. Dog friendly, kid friendly. So, like I said, something for everyone.
Awesome. And Matt, tell us about Sing Sing Kill.
So the space that we occupy right in downtown Ossining from 1880 to 1980 was the Cambridge Instrument Works. They made small scientific instruments. The portable EKG machine was invented there.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Whoa.
yeah, one of Darwin's nephews was a principal in that project when they started. So it's it's been there for a long time. Our tap room, we're a tight tap room. We're 72 seats in there. We like to have we do live music every Friday night, and we focus on live original music. I was a drummer in a former life, and one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did with our brewery was connect with Westchester musicians and offer them a space to play. It's kind of difficult when you're up here. The scene is ever changing, and rooms are kind of coming and going, and to offer a space for bands that are writing original material sometimes is difficult. So every Friday night we'll do that. Um, on the during the summer months, starting in July, every Friday night we do a waterfront concert series. Where right on the Hudson River, there's live music acts, and you can get craft beverages and food trucks and all that stuff. That runs for 7 weekends down there. So we try to make up with our lack of outdoor space by just getting out in the community. We also we use Hemlock Hill Farms hot dogs. So thanks, Scott. Probably fed the fed the cattle that
I love it. The circle of life.
Yes,
all
I
of
like that too.
all of our food offerings are also 100% New York State because we just try to extend that. And then same thing, we also do New York distilled spirits and wines for the same reason. Yeah.
I love it.
Speaking a little bit about what you guys were talking, or what you were talking about, Matt, does the Westchester County breweries collaborate on anything? Do you guys lean on each other for raw materials or Oh no, I have no like I need hops or something like that. And does anyone collab with, I mean, you just mentioned the hot dog company. So is there any other collaborations with local businesses or towns? I guess Scott, what do you guys do for you're in Elmsford?
We're in Elmsford, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We usually we work with Blackout Coffee Company usually once a year for a nice big, espresso stout. Using their coffee. In the past, we've worked with Borchard's Orchard up in Marlborough, New York, for fresh fruit. For some of the sours that we used to do, and we actually have an order in for some local strawberries coming up. Um, the last collab that I think we were all involved in was, I think, Load the Boat, maybe, which was an all Westchester County collab where there was, I don't even know, 15 breweries involved in that, if not more, which was a Herculean feat to get the New York State Liquor Authority to approve that label with all the letters I had to submit. Um, but yeah, there hasn't been a ton as of late, at least on from our standpoint.
Does anyone else, Zach, do you lean on local businesses or towns or anything like that for your restaurant? I'm assuming for your restaurant or brewing?
Yeah, I mean, we have one cocktail that we make, and we always make it with the liqueurs from Heimat. They're located like 4 blocks away from us. Ute is doing an incredible job using, I mean, she has a business very similar to what we have, where she's using her grandmother's recipes dedicated to her family, using all local ingredients to make her liqueurs. And so we'll make a rotating mule, depending on the season, with her liqueurs. They're so good, um,
Hmm.
which is awesome. And then we've used coffee from Here Coffee and beer before. We love their stuff. So other than that, yeah, we're just so new to the scene that it's been difficult to get out and about. Building a business, as I'm sure everyone knows, is a hard thing to do, and finding time to get out and make those relationships is difficult in the early days.
Are you the newest brewery in Westchester County or
I
one
think we
of?
might be.
And when did you guys open? It was quite recently, correct?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago in August.
And how are you enjoying being in Westchester County?
I love it. It reminds me a lot of like the little pubs or breweries in England, where
Mm.
each little town has their own brewery. And so like you can go to one town and experience their culture there, go to the next one and have a completely different culture, but we're all located in a very close proximity to each other.
Nice. And Casey, what about you at Broken Bow? Do you do anything with local businesses?
Yeah, we do a lot with a bunch of local businesses. Two that come to mind is we I would say maybe every other fall we do a beer called Hell Hath No Fury, and I partner with basically any woman farmer who wants to partner, and we make a like double stout with cocoa nibs and peppers, and coffee as well. So
Mm.
everyone basically says, all right, I have these peppers, and we have one day that is in some ways my favorite and in some ways my least favorite, where I get to just taste a bunch of peppers that everyone sends me. And then we build the beer based off of that. So that one's a really fun one. It's ever changing. So there's that. And then the other sort of collaboration that we do is with Empire Harley. We have in the summer, once a month on a Wednesday, we have bike nights, and they are awesome partners. They're here all the time, and basically all the bikes roll up, and we have some music here as well, and everyone just kind of walks around. We actually retrofitted a Harley engine to be a tap system. So everyone loves to look at that and drink a lot of Mexican lager.
Nice. And well, Matt, you already talked about you're doing stuff with the town and using New York City or New York State ingredients, excuse me. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, we just you know, holding the farm license as our only license does present some challenges, but we try to always focus on finding local farms and growers that we can work with um, in our beers. Most recently, we just had our the third year in a row. We were able to do a rice law, 100% New York State rice lager um, with Ever Growing Family Farms, and they're to the best of my knowledge, they're the only rice grower in New York State. I mean, I've been searching. You would think that there'd be a rice grower somewhere that you could link up with, and that style is just really kind of taking over the industry. If you got a rice lager out there and you're doing it well, it's going to sell. And they're African farmers that brought that rice growing tradition to the Hudson Valley. Thing is, the rice, you think about you need a really wet environment to grow rice, but you don't need it wet year round. And the late season rains have presented some challenges for them, so they haven't really been able to get a huge volume of rice. So we've only been able to do one-off batches pretty much the last 3 seasons. But we keep our eyes open for anything that's new and different, and always looking to get on board with a new farmer.
I
Very
really like
cool.
that.
We'll be right back with the second half of the show after a word from the Westchester County Beverage Trail.
Ready to taste your way through one of New York's most exciting craft beverage destinations? Head to Westchester County in the scenic Hudson Valley, where more than 23 breweries, distilleries, and cideries are pouring up local flavors in every glass. Get started with the Westchester County Craft Beverage Trail free digital passport that makes exploring easy, and no app download is required. Just check in at participating locations to earn points and prizes, all while enjoying a taste. Use the passport to tag your favorites and discover new hop spots like Broken Bow Brewery in Tuckahoe, Captain Lawrence Brewing Company in Elmsford, Hardscrabble Cider in North Salem, and River Outpost Brewing Company in Peekskill, and many more.
And we're back talking with 4 Westchester County brewery owners about all things Westchester County. Can someone describe to me what the Westchester County Beverage Trail is? And I hear they have a mobile app as well where people can earn points and get gifts. Does someone want to take a crack at explaining what the Beverage Trail is and how it works?
Let's nominate somebody.
Oh,
Kasey?
yes. Good idea.
Oh
Good
no,
idea.
not me.
You've been
Um,
chosen. Anyone
yeah,
else can jump
so
in and talk about it.
so the trail, as far as I know it, is basically it has an app where you can go on and see all the breweries that are participating, and basically go to each one and check in. And some have some rewards, some have some giveaways. And yeah, you just go, and it's a way to sort of unite all the breweries and get people out and excited about all that Westchester has to offer.
Yeah, I actually used it when I came to visit in December. It's super easy. It's a mobile like web app. You don't have to download anything. It's all website based, and it knows when you're there. And then when you check in, you can go to the beer tender or wherever, and you can get 10% off of your first pint, and then you get a number of points. So you get like 100 points or something per. So by the end of my tour of Westchester County breweries, I had enough for a free hat,
Nice.
which I was very excited about. So I really enjoyed it. It was a great way to get people up to visit Westchester County and then also use it to get prizes. Do you guys see anyone using it when they come into the brewery? Has anyone noticed it being used? Please say yes.
Yeah, we've had a few people, well, more than a few people, come in and sort of say, okay, what's this about? I'm excited, but I don't really know where to start. And I don't actually know where from. I suspect probably from the city. We are one of the closer ones, also on a train line. So I think people sort of come here, and then we're actually right by the Bronx River Parkway bike path. So a lot of people come in bikes and start here, and then make their way to all the other breweries that are on this podcast.
In terms of, people visiting Westchester County and using the app, does proximity to New York City help? Do you have people, going to see Broadway shows and then they make their way up to Westchester County?
I see a lot of people, especially on like Yankees game days. You'll
Okay.
see them in their jerseys and stop by for a pint and then head to the train. We are just, I don't know, like an 8-minute walk to the train. So decent amount of people will do that sort of on the way in or on the way out. We also have a hotel that's right next to us. So a lot of people will go into the city and then come back out. And for weddings and graduations, etc., people will stay at the hotel. And
Mhm.
then it's like the natural, well, what do we do while we're here? We go to the brewery right next door.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like that, I mean, staying in Manhattan hotels can be quite pricey, and this could be an economic way for people to visit the city. So I like
Exactly.
that. Further thoughts on that, Scott?
I mean, when we were in Pleasantville, we were a lot closer to the train station and definitely had a tremendous amount of traffic from the city. Being here in Elmsford, we don't get as much train traffic, but we definitely get a lot of people that are riding the trail. There's a bike trail that goes
Okay.
right past us here that I believe starts all the way down in either the Bronx or even farther south and then goes up farther north. And so we do see groups of people that doing that, whether it be by bike or by foot. And so that's been nice.
Nice. I like that. Matt?
Absolutely. I would just echo what Scott said. That North County Trailway that runs that whole length there, we see it as soon as as the weather breaks from the winter. People will either bike up from Brooklyn and then take the train home, or if they're hardcore, they'll ride back. And that's been an exciting thing because you see a group of like 12 bikes pulling. You're like, where are you from? Like, oh, Brooklyn. I was like, dude, really? Like, that's
Whoa.
pretty cool. And it's a beautiful thing to have there. And definitely during leaf peeping season, people escape up to the Hudson Valley to go take a look. And if you're up here anytime like mid-September on between Sleepy Hollow and the Blaze in Croton, there's so much Halloween traffic. It's pretty impressive.
So, Kasey?
Yeah, I mean, we have the Bronx River Parkway that it shuts down on Sundays. That's sort of our bike path equivalent. And that I believe starts somewhat near us and goes up to White Plains. So that's a good one. And then there's just the bike path in general that sort of weaves all around. So we have a decent amount of people on bikes, and then also just a lot of people walking just from Tuckahoe, from Eastchester, Bronxville, surrounding areas. A lot of people like to just get out and walk around and make their way here.
Thank you.
Cool. What's great about being in Westchester County? Zach already answered this, but Scott, I want to start with you. Like, why you've been around for a long time. What's the secret to being successful and being happy in Westchester?
I mean, Westchester's got a lot to offer. Because we are so close to the city, it obviously gives you that, quick access to hop on a train or drive in, go to Yankee Stadium, go into the city and have fun like that. But it also offers, so much in the way of outdoor activities that, a lot of people don't think about. As you go from down county, southern Westchester towards northern Westchester, the diversity and just the landscape is pretty astounding. You go from pretty urban to extremely rural. And, I grew up near Ward Pound Ridge Reservation in northern Westchester, which is, I think, the largest park in Westchester. And I mean, there's hiking trails, there's rivers, there's a ton of events that go on there, both kid friendly and adult friendly. You have the Hudson River, obviously, which there's not a tremendous amount of access to from a recreational standpoint, but definitely are some bright spots. The train tracks cut a lot of people off, but there are some spots where you can get onto that river and really enjoy it. Mountain biking, and then because we're so close to New York City, and I think this is one of the things that I learned very early on in opening this brewery is that the culinary diversity and the amount of amazing restaurants here in Westchester, because we are so close to the city and people expect you know good things. Really, craft beer really lends itself to that. And so, there's a ton of activities, great food, and farms and all that fun stuff.
Is there a food that Westchester County is specifically known for? I'm a tri-state area kid, so my mind immediately goes to like a BEC, bacon, egg, and
That's
cheese.
exactly what I was gonna say.
But is that like is there anything else that people should know
Walter's
from like
hot dog.
what
Yeah,
kind of hot dog?
Walter's hot dogs.
Is
Yeah.
it just like a regular hot dog, or do you put special stuff on it?
No, it's cut in half. They've been around for over a
Oh,
100
just
years. They're located a half mile from our brewery. They're in an old Chinese pagoda. It's a pretty unique experience, and they're packed from the moment they open till the moment they close. It's
Okay,
awesome.
I love that.
that's awesome. Anything else food wise? I was just thinking like all I could think about when we were talking when you mentioned restaurants, I was like, I want to be EC right now. They're so on the hard roll. Uh, is there any other food stuffs that Westchester County is known for?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know,
Code
maybe not.
Koji Smash Burgers.
It's true. Fair.
I mean, like if you're just looking at Stone Barns, the country's best farm to table restaurant is located right there at Blue Hill at Stone Barns.
Oh, yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I
Okay.
did not know that was in Westchester County. Okay, thank
It
you for
is in
that.
Westchester County.
That's right.
So yeah, the culinary experience is
And there's a number of Michelin star restaurants that are there. Augustine Salamaria is a restaurant that we've worked with for a number of years, and they just opened up another one, Vita, right here in Thornwood. So yeah, I mean, and I think Scott's right. Like there is an expectation that your food has to be on point because you get the best food in the world in New York City, and when you come here and somebody's doing 75%, it's not going to cut it. Like you really have to apply yourself if you're doing food.
Love that.
Casey, I wanted to circle back to you. What's the best part about having a brewery in Westchester County?
For us, I think the best part is just the community. We have so many people that reach out and do events here, and it feels like endless amounts of people that you get to know and get to make connections with. And inevitably, everyone knows someone else that you know, and the world is just not that big of a place. So, I don't know, just having the opportunity to build out that network of people, network of friends, and just, I don't know, it seems like someone said, I don't remember who, just getting out. It's Westchester does seem to be a place that people like to get out and go and do stuff. So having sort of a location that everyone can meet and hang out at is a pretty cool thing.
Nice. And Matt as well, same question. What's like ha having your brewery in downtown Ossining? Like, what's the best part about being in Ossining or Westchester County?
So Ossining a little interesting. We're a very working class community surrounded by a lot of wealth. And when people get out of work, they kind of want to go home and stay there. COVID really changed the way that people interacted with the tap room. And so we discovered that we need to offer them something. You got to have events. So, we'll do trivia night, we'll have karaoke night, we do drag nights, live music every Friday, we have chess clubs, open mic nights, those sort of things. And we have to have that programming because it's kind of not enough anymore just to have your tap room open that we found. So through that, we give people, a reason to come back out and hang out with us, and then stay for a while and drink a few beers.
Awesome. Obviously, we want everybody to visit Westchester County and visit all the breweries on the Westchester County Beverage Trail. For these tourists who are probably visiting Westchester County for the first time, and I'm going to ask each of you, what is your single favorite thing that you want to make sure everybody enjoys as well while they're out there in Westchester County, but whether it's a hike or restaurant or cafe or museum? Maybe I will start with you, Scott.
Oh boy. Put
One
me on
thing
the
Put
only.
you on the
put me on
spot.
put me on the spot with this one. One thing in Westchester County that they don't want to miss. I mean, I would say go up to Peekskill and walk along the Hudson River. and grab a beer and just enjoy the sights. It's kind of, the doorstep to the Hudson Valley.
Okay, love it. Kasey?
I would say my one spot that I love is going to Harvest on Hudson. It is a beautiful restaurant, awesome food, and uh, it's like my one spot. If someone has the night and wants to do something a little bit special, go there and take in the sights. It's right on the river, and pretty much no matter what time of year, you are going to have an awesome time.
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, again, I would say the Hudson River for us.
Yeah.
There's tons of great restaurants there. If you're feeling a little adventurous, you should go up to the Bear Mountain Bridge and do that Anthony's Nose hike. That's really not to be missed.
Okay.
That's a really beautiful section. Really nice. So nice choice.
Zach?
I'm gonna say don't miss out on the coffee. There is really
Okay.
great coffee in Westchester, which is something that I didn't expect. I'm a huge coffee nerd, but between Here Coffee and Climbing Wolf, I mean, you can get some of the best coffee you'll ever have.
Why do you think that Westchester County has good coffee? Is it the proximity to New York or the people that live there?
Honestly, don't know. I mean, it's just really hard to find good coffee across the country, and there's just in those two spots in particular, they're just making some of the best stuff I've ever tasted.
Hmm,
Mm.
that's awesome. And I've got one more question for all of you. And I'm gonna actually start with Zach. What can beer lovers get in Westchester County that they can't get anywhere else? I know that's kind of a interesting question, but I wanted to see, is there something unique or anything that you can think of?
I'm gonna say the experience. You feel like you're walking into an extension of our homes at each of these places, and and it's palpable. So like the experience that you get at each of these breweries is something you're not going to get in New York City, where it's very transactional at some places, and they're just churning and burning. But here we're connecting with the people, we're building communities, and that's something that it's not easy to do, but we're having fun doing it.
Nice.
I like that.
Matt, same question.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the reason why people come to a brewery our size, a nano brewery, is the expectation of, that you're going to talk to somebody who was either directly involved with making the beer and be able to explain to you everything that went into it, or the actual person, and again, yeah, that's where we are most of the time. It is very difficult to get away from the business. So if you need to find me, that's where I'll be at.
Cool. And Casey, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree with both of those answers. The other thing that I would mention is, New York City is known for their water, bagels, pizzas, etc. And we do have New York City water. So I get to have a lot of fun with water profiles and basically pretending to be different places. And so it can also make the beer awesome too. And honestly, it's probably has something to do with the coffee as well.
Hmm.
I
It's
like that.
I don't know. It sort of start with really great materials and build up from there. And I think that some of us, if not all of us, have some of that awesome water.
Cool. And Scott, what about you?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, sure. I know, there's so many people. What can beer lovers get in Westchester County they can't get anywhere else?
Yeah, I
What do you think?
mean, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing about Westchester, which isn't really unique to anywhere else, though, is that just, every brewer has their own take on all these styles and fun adventures that we can create. And, I think when we have, this diverse landscape of culinary experiences within the county, that can feed back into some of the beers that are being made. When you have such a rich agricultural, the Hudson Valley right at your doorstep, it gives you access to, some really unique and exciting ingredients, whether it be fruits and vegetables and what like. So I think you just have, when you're in Westchester, you have the ability to taste a little bit of everything from around the world, right, in your beer.
I
Nice.
like
I
that
love that.
answer.
I love that. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today. We really, really appreciate it. Before we go, can each of you share your social media handles and websites in case people want to get to visit you or reach out to you? Matt, let's start with you.
Well, we're just singsingkillbrewery.com and the same on Facebook and Instagram, just Sing Sing Kill Brewery. Super easy.
And Kasey?
Yeah, same. brokenbowbrewery.com and Broken Bow Brewery on Facebook and Instagram.
Cool. What about you, Zach?
MarloAles.com, Marlow Ales on Instagram, Marlow with an E.
Yes. And Scott, what about you?
We are CaptainLawrenceBrewing.com and Capt Lawrence for our socials. CAPT Lawrence.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on to talk about why Westchester County has great beers. I went to visit again, like I said last year, and I thought the quality of the beer and the diversity of the beer was really, really great. So congratulations on that. And
Yep.
yeah, people come and visit. It's like
Yeah.
really great, super close. Go to New York City, go up for the day, take the train. It's so
I have never
easy.
been, and it is now high on my list. I will be there soon, I promise.
Don, I'll meet you there. So
Okay.
thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
So Don,
Yes.
what do you think about Westchester County? Sounds pretty great, right?
Yeah, it does. And I mean, I just wasn't that familiar, yeah, it just sounds amazing. Not just beer, because although I obviously love beer, there's a lot of food things and,
The food is
nature.
good.
Leaf peeping, right?
The leaves are really good.
Yeah.
There's some really good cideries and farms. When I did a tour, I went to some cideries and they were really pastoral. It gets rural, like I said, really quickly. So, you're so close to New York City, and then all of a sudden there's like beautiful trees. There's good art. PepsiCo Gardens is a really beautiful, the like headquarters of Pepsi have a sculpture garden, and you can visit.
Hmm.
It's really
That's
cool.
right up my alley.
Yeah,
Yes.
and SUNY Purchase is part of the School of New York. They have a really good art school, so you can go and see some really good art there. And all of these things are like super close to the Metro North, which is the commuter rail line of New York City. So
Like, I wonder if
it's
next time I go to New York City, if I should stay in Westchester County.
you could, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
Like,
they're
it's
really
close
nice.
enough. Yeah.
Super close, and I bet it's not. Yeah, there's Yonkers. I mean, there's White Plains. All these towns, but the Bronx, which is New
I'm
York.
bonkers for Yonkers.
Okay. And with that, visit allaboutbeer.com and follow us on social media at allaboutbeer. And once again, if you're feeling generous, visit allaboutbeer.com/support to support this show and others. If you have questions for the experts, email podcast@allaboutbeer.com. That's also the feedback for our email for feedback, suggestions, or to inquire about supporting the show through advertising. Don, how can people reach out to you?
I am at the Dawn of Beer on X Threads and Instagram, and people can drop me an email, dawn@thedawnofbeer.com. How about you, Em?
I am at Pints and Panels, at Pints and Panels. There we go. On Blue Sky, Facebook, and Instagram, and my website is pintsandpanels.com. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. The reason you hear this phrase, like and subscribe a lot, is because it really does help the podcasters out. So please do it. And here's a final word from our sponsor.
Ready to taste your way through one of New York's most exciting craft beverage destinations? Head to Westchester County in the scenic Hudson Valley, where more than 23 breweries, distilleries, and cideries are pouring up local flavors in every glass. Get started with the Westchester County Craft Beverage Trail free digital passport that makes exploring easy, and no app download is required. Just check in at participating locations to earn points and prizes, all while enjoying a taste. Use the passport to tag your favorites and discover new hop spots like Broken Bow Brewery in Tuckahoe, Captain Lawrence Brewing Company in Elmsford, Hardscrabble Cider in North Salem, and River Outpost Brewing Company in Peekskill, and many more.
This show is produced by All About Beer. Visit allaboutbeer.com for articles, notes on this show and others, and to connect via the newsletter and social media. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Oh, I want a BEC so bad now after we talked about that. So with the hard roll, it's the hard roll, people.
I'm gonna go buy a hard roll right now just to make one.
It's not the same. You need that good water.
Oh, okay. Water. Okay, thank you.
Ay, boy.